hero tier list has arrived, and I'm going to be breaking down each and every single hero, placing them in their respective tiers, and telling you the strengths and the weaknesses of each hero inside of Clash Mini. Starting it off, we have the B tier here, 4 heroes. Really, there is usually a C tier and a D tier, but right now I think every hero is kind of somewhat viable, but there are a lot of heroes that aren't really that great and strong in the meta, and that's going to consist of the B tier here. We are going to have the Monk, the Natureborn, and the Royal Champion in this tier. The Monk, very, very strong in certain scenarios, but in other scenarios he is super weak. Right now at the top of the meta, there just is so many stuns, so much pressure that a Monk really has a hard time being able to ramp up and carry you to victory. There's a lot of skeletons, there's a lot of stuns and things like that the Monk does not want. The Monk, however, can one-shot heroes. It could do a lot of work, but it also struggles to get to the back line and be able to be a carry inside of Clash Mini. Next up, we have the Natureborn. The Natureborn is a very strong hero inside of Clash Mini, but it has some glaring weaknesses that are showing in this meta. Natureborn, yes, being a specialist and a mage is great, but the problem with a Natureborn deck is usually you're not able to get the amount of damage off as fast as you need to before your opponent is either A, able to ramp up their carries, or B, you are able to clear them out. One of the two things usually happens. What happens is you are able to get knocked back, you're able to get stunned, you're able to have, get swarmed. That is a very big problem with a Natureborn deck and a lot of decks that consist of the Natureborn. If you are going to be running mages, well, Grand Warden's better for that. If you are going to be running, let's just say specialists, we have Battle Machine that is better there. So honestly, I'm going to have to put the Natureborn in the B tier. Next up, we're going to have the Royal Champion. What can I say about the Royal Champion? Well, I think the Royal Champion might be the worst hero right now inside of Clash Mini for the sole purpose of the Royal Champion not really going to be able to pick up value and get resets with its shields. There's just so much tankability inside of Clash Mini. There's so many stuns, there's so much damage that the Royal Champion really struggles to be able to A, get the 3rd star boast, or B, be able to be effective with his shield enough to be able to carry you inside of a match. Next up, we have the A tier here, and the first hero up in the A tier is going to be the Grand Warden. Grand Warden Mage is strong, it is good, it can carry you. However, it does have some glaring weaknesses to stuns and everything else. After it lost the unstoppable when things were shielded, it really kind of struggled just a little bit, and right now it's still a strong hero inside of the meta, but it's kind of one of those heroes that's perfectly in the middle, and that's kind of what we're seeing here with the A tier. All of these heroes kind of are in the middle of the pack. They can win some games, they lose other games, but they are solid overall. Pink Fury is going to be our next hero up here in the A tier. Pink Fury is very, very good if you have Fisherman and you also have the Shark Bait. If you don't have those two, a lot of people are still running the Archer and Dark Goblin or Archer and Hog Rider variants. All of those variants are pretty good and they're still okay to be run. Pink Fury definitely still picks up value, and that is why it is in the A tier. Shield Maiden is our next hero up here in the A tier. Shield Maiden is very, very good. However, it also is very, very bad. It's kind of one of those coin flip heroes where sometimes you're just going to lose and sometimes you're going to win, and sometimes that is predetermined before you even queue up in the match. The moment you see a hero, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And the thing about Shield Maiden is yes, it can taunt everything to the Shield Maiden. Yes, it can pick up some sneaky victories like that, but there still are a lot of countesses in the meta, and there still are a lot of heroes that counter the Shield Maiden. Next up, we are going to have the Archer Queen. The Archer Queen is very, very good. There is a deck right now running with the Archer Queen where it's Archer Queen with Executioner, with Musketeer, with the Archer. Then I believe you also have the Prince and the Apprentice Monk. It's a super, I guess you could say, collection level deck, but it is pretty good. It shuts down a lot and is very, very strong with the Musketeer carry or the Executioner carry. But Archer Queen, though, especially in lower levels, it's very difficult to pull off and it's very difficult to get value. Next up, we are going to have the Countess in the A tier. Yes, the Countess is good. Yes, I understand that a lot of people are playing Countess and are pretty decently successful. It's not a bad hero by any means. It's not a great hero by any means. It's kind of just in the middle. It does everything okay. You know, it has the lifesteal. It can beat Skeleton King. You know, it can beat, you know, a Wave Master every now and then with, you know, some shake and bakes. But, you know, it's kind of just in the A tier as a mid-tier hero. Next up, we're going to have the Barbarian King. Barbarian King is great, and it's also not great. There's a lot of tile dependency. There's also a lot of hero dependency on who you are playing. The Barbarian King's ability, the first, or should I say the invulnerability, the second star ability on the Barbarian King is very crucial. It makes him a super big tank. It definitely makes him counter things like the Pink Fury, things like the Monk. It definitely keeps him alive, but right now, as you can see, the Monk and the Pink Fury are already on this tier list and they are lower than the Barbarian King. That means other heroes that are higher than the Barbarian King on this tier list that are definitely used more are the reason why the Barbarian King is not higher. Next up, we have the S tier heroes here, and they are going to consist of the Skeleton King and the Battle Machine. Skeleton King is super strong. Skeleton King, Chompy, you got the Witch. You also don't even have Chompy Witch combinations. You have a Royal Skeleton King that is starting to take over right now with the Musketeer, with the Prince, with the Royal Ghost. You have the Chompy, you have the SK, you have the Royal with the Princess as well. So you do have a pretty good combination right there with the Skeleton King. This deck is actually very strong and it's pushing the Skeleton King to the heights of the S tier here. SK is definitely a sleeper pick, especially in this meta. Next up, we have the Battle Machine. What can I say about the Battle Machine? It is still a super solid option if you have it. It definitely still, with the nerfs, definitely got taken down, so it's only an S. It isn't a super OP like it was before, but it is still strong. Definitely the Elixir Pump, still very, very good, especially if you are able to steal a round one victory. Battle Machine definitely is strong, mainly because you're able to choose between Hop Hop, between Saint Mirror, between Mucho Puncho, between the Elixir Collector. You just have so many different options to choose in order to counter your opponent's hero and deck. Next up, we are going to have our last hero here, and it is going to be the OP tier. It is the Wave Master. After the Wave Master just got buffed a little bit too much, it is now taking over the game. Wave Master 4 Rider is the best deck in Clash Mini with the Headhunter, and the main reason why is round one you're able to drop a Sailor and a Headhunter. The Headhunter supers right away, the Sailor supers right away. You do a ton of damage. It gains the C with the Wave Master, and there's just so much that this deck can do to carry you inside of Clash Mini. Right now, the Wave Master being able to stun and being able to do so much damage with the stuns is a huge reason why it is in the OP tier right now. The amount of damage output the Wave Master can do is just absolutely insane for a hero, and the moment you upgrade it, being able to either use the second star ability most of the time, the third star ability is good in certain scenarios, so let's just say if you don't have a rider deck, and then the first star ability is also pretty good. It is a jack of all trades hero. It has the stuns, it has the damage, it has the potential healing. There's just nothing that the Wave Master does not do, and that is why it is currently in the OP tier and is the only OP tier hero inside of Clash Mini.